Welcome, yogis. Today I'm going to be leading you through a nice energetic yoga flow, Vinyasa flow. So we're going to be working on that pelvic stability, hip stability, and also really opening up into those hips, preparing you for labor, and also trying to relieve some of that low back pain that you may be feeling, okay? So before we get started, let's just make sure you have all the props that you need for today's practice. So if you have a block, preferably 2 blocks or some block type object, so that way we can use it for our poses today. And then a bolster or 2 bolsters. If you don't have a bolster or 2 bolsters, please feel free to just use your pillows that you have, maybe a cushion, anything like that. So the other thing you might need today is a blanket. That's just to elevate the hips, particularly if they're very tight. Or if you have any knee pain, you can place it underneath the knees and pad the knees throughout your practice today. Okay, so as I stated before, just make sure you're listening to your body throughout today's practice and make sure you're doing what's right for you. Also, if you find that you are somewhat unbalanced during these times, please feel free to grab a chair, and you can use that during some of our balancing practices today. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So be sure you have your bolster, and you're just going to take your bolster, place it lengthwise along your mat here. Okay, and then bring the low back to that bolster, and feet together, soles of the feet together, knees apart. If you need to, you can take your blocks and support underneath the knees if that's a little bit too much of an opening to start with. And we're gently going to lie down onto our backs here into our first pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, if this is too much for the low back, you can scoot the hips slightly away from you, just to take some of the tension out of the back. And we'll just begin to come into our yogic breathing here. Starting to bring the breath in through the nose, out through the nose. Good. Gently allowing the shoulders to float down over the tops of that bolster, letting the tailbone be heavy into the earth. Coming back to the breath, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. And then from here, I want you to bring the right hand to that low belly, the left hand towards the heart. Allow the shoulders to relax again away from the ears. We'll come into our 3-part breath here, just allowing for that full yogic breath. As you inhale, fill up that low belly first. Pause at the top. Inhale again and see if you can get the ribs to expand. Pause at the top again and then fill up into the heart. From here, as you exhale, exhale heart first, then mid-belly, low belly. Staying with this 3-part breath, bringing the awareness internally. So inhale again, 1. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Keep with this breath, inhale. Inhale 2. Inhale 3. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Good. 2 more deep rounds of breath, just like that. Begin your inhale. 2. 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Last one here. Inhale. Inhale. And 3. Exhale. Exhale. Last one. Good. Bring the hands down by the hips. Place the weight into the hands and gently roll your way up off that bolster. Good. Coming to a nice Baddha Konasana here. And just straightening through the spine, allowing the tailbone to be heavy, relaxing the shoulder blades down the back. Good. Now coming into a comfortable seat. If this is comfortable, you can stay right there. If you'd like, you can come onto that bolster and either cross leg or feet together, whatever feels best for your hips. Hands face down onto the thighs. Take an inhale. Exhale, settle the hips. And then bring the right ear towards the right shoulder. Bring chin to chest. Left ear towards left shoulder. Chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder. Now you can choose here, either stay with that shoulder to ear to shoulder, or you can drop the head all the way around and back, as long as the neck is healthy and that feels good for you today. And complete your neck circles here. Once you've done 3 one way, switch direction, go the opposite way. Bring the head back to the chin to chest. Slowly roll up, gazing forward. Beautiful job. Now from here we're going to roll over or just come to all fours. Wiggle your way back so you're in the center of your mat. Maybe remove that bolster off to the side until we need it again. Coming to all fours, really spread the fingers here. Take the weight out of your wrists. Ground down through your fingertips. Check to make sure the knees are right underneath those hips. And then coming into our cat and cat contraction, as you inhale, we stay with our neutral spine. As you exhale, we arch into the spine, tucking chin to chest, tucking the tailbone in. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, arch. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, arch. Let's go for 3 more. Inhale. Exhale. Twice more. Working with the breath here. Being careful as you inhale just to neutral so we're not dumping into that low back. And inhale back to your neutral spine. From here, working on our pelvis stability, you're going to lift that right knee off the floor and then step it towards the back of the mat. Now either stay here or stabilize through the pelvis and see if you can lift that right foot off the floor. Hold here. 5 rounds of breath. One last deep round of breath. Gently lower that right knee back onto the floor. Inhale, neutral spine. Exhale, cat contraction here. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, this time reach the left foot back to the back of your mat. Either stay there with the foot on the floor or float the left foot off the ground. 5 rounds of breath here. See if you can get really steady through that pelvis. Last round of breath. And exhale, gently lower the knee to the floor. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, arch. Inhale, back to neutral. Again, ground down through those fingertips. Tuck your toes and begin to lift the knees back, downward facing dog here. Now if you'd like, pedal out the knees. Maybe drop the shoulders side to side. Anything that feels good for your body. Nice simple movements to begin to warm up. Now if you find that this is too much or aggravates anything, please feel free to come back onto your knees into your all fours. Inhale, coming back to stillness. Exhale, sinking the heels towards the floor. As you inhale, look forward in front of you. As you exhale, step one foot and then the other to the top of the mat. Check in with the feet, make sure they're nice hip width distance to leave room for that belly. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine. And then as you exhale, fold your way forward. Use your blocks to support the weight of the upper body. As you inhale, bend into the knees, slowly roll up. Vertebrae by vertebrae, all the way to the top of the mat. And then roll out the shoulders here. A few back. And then switch a few forward. Good. Lower the shoulder blades down. Place the palms face forward. Ground down into the feet for Tadasana here. 3 rounds of breath. Finding equal weight in all 4 corners of the feet. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, hands come to heart center. Pour the weight into that right foot. Step the left foot towards the back of the mat, coming into your lunge. Now gently lower that left knee onto the earth. You have your blocks here in front of you. I want you to place the hands on the blocks. If you can go all the way to the floor, feel free to take the hands all the way to the earth. And just a nice hip stretch for that hip flexor in the front of the hip. This pose will help us with any sciatica or maybe low back pain that you may be feeling. Come back to the breath. Inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. Good. This time as you inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bring the hands behind the low back, interlace the fingers. And then reach the fingers down towards the floor, just opening the heart towards the sky. Lowering the shoulder blades down the back. Maybe gazing up towards the sky. And see if you can lunge a little deeper into that right leg, getting a nice stretch through that left hip flexor. Take an inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, float the hands down towards those blocks. Now heel toe that right foot towards the left part of the mat and bringing the right shin down onto the earth. Roughly parallel in line with the front of the mat. Now we can stay upright here for our pigeon pose. Hands on the block. Or if you feel up to it today, you can lower yourself onto those forearms, maybe all the way onto the mat. Now, if you find that you need some support for that right hip, feel free to place the block underneath the right hip. And stay here, come back to the breath. If you feel any tension in that right knee, flex into the right foot. Now begin to come back up onto the hands if you're on the floor. Remove that block away from the hip. And then push back slightly so you can pick up that right foot and then step it to meet the left, coming into your all fours. As you inhale, neutralize the spine, draw the shoulders away from the ear. As you exhale, arch into the spine, tuck chin to chest, tuck the tailbone in. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, cat. Inhale, back through neutral. Tuck the toes, spread the fingers wide, lift the knees, downward facing dog. 3 rounds of breath here. As you inhale here, rise up to the top of the toes. As you exhale, gentle bend into the knee, look forward, step left foot, then right foot, up to the top of the mat. Check in, make sure those feet are hip width distance. And inhale, halfway lift, grab a hold of your blocks, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, gentle fold forward, a little bend into those knees. Inhale, roll your way up, bend into those knees, vertebrae by vertebrae. The head is the last thing to reach the top. Roll through those shoulders. Reverse, opposite way. Good, release the hands down, palms face forward, Tadasana, mountain pose. Again, feel the weight in all 4 corners evenly in those feet. From here, inhale, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Pour the weight into that left foot. Step the right foot to the back of the mat. Into your high lunge here. Inhale. Exhale, gently lower onto that back knee. Untuck the toes. And then bring the hands down to those blocks. Now you may need to heel toe that foot forward a little bit. Take a look down, make sure the ankle and the knee are in alignment here. And if you need to, bring both hands to the side of that foot just to make room for the belly. Take an inhale here. Exhale, really sink into that front knee. Feel that stretch through that right hip flexor. Inhale, this time, pour weight into that left foot, reach the arms up. Exhale, the hands behind. Interlace the finger, opposite thumb on top. And then inhale, open the heart. See if you can bend a little deeper into that front knee, increase the stretch through that hip flexor. Maybe gazing up towards the sky. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, hands to the block. Heel toe that left foot over to the right, bringing the left shin onto the mat. Now from here, you can stay upright on those blocks, or you can come down onto the hands or the forearms. Again, if you find that you need some support in that left hip, grab a hold of the block, place it underneath the left hip. Find your pigeon pose here. Lower the shoulder blades away from the ears. From here, come back up onto the hands if you're not already there. Place weight into those hands. Remove the block if you have it underneath that left hip. And make sure the blocks are up towards the front of your mat. Ground down through the hands. Press back, put weight into that right knee. Step the left knee to meet the right. Good. Inhale, find that neutral spine. Exhale, cat pose. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, cat. Exhale, walk the hands back towards the knees. Come into your hero's pose. For our next pose, grab a hold of your bolster. Walk to the center of your mat and bring the bolster underneath the hips, squeezing the feet on either side of the bolster. Good. Now you may need to reach around, set up so you have like a T behind you. And then begin to bring your hands back, fingertips face towards the toes, walking back into a reclined hero's pose. Now, if that's enough for the front of the thighs here, stay right here. See if you can open the shoulders, maybe even dropping the head back. Opening the heart, opening the hips. And come into your breath here. Now, if you're feeling up to it, you can go down a little bit farther. Coming down onto the forearms, and either staying there or relaxing the head all the way onto that bolster. Come back to the breath wherever you are. 5 deep rounds of breath. See if you can find that internal awareness of the body. Breathing into any areas of discomfort. And notice here how we can acknowledge the discomfort without reacting to it. Using our breath to guide our way through it. Two more deep rounds of breath. Now, if you're all the way back, you'll need to place those forearms on the earth first and begin to press up onto the hands and then walking the hands back. Rolling over to the tops of the knees. Place the hands on the floor, neutralize the spine. Inhale. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, cat. Inhale, neutral. Good. Now take that bolster towards the back of your mat. And we'll begin to set up for our next round here. So either feeling free to stop here and maybe coming into your side lying shavasana, or if you'd like to continue on, tucking the toes, lifting the knees into your downward facing dog, ready for our next flow.